You need to learn to look at your business from an accountant's perspective. Find people who are healthier than you. Find people who are richer than you. Find people who are like more happy and more excited, and buy proximity from them. Bring the box inside your thinking instead of thinking outside your box. How do you do that? How do you think outside of the box? How do you think in a way that the box is inside itself? I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to do that. By the end of this video, you'll be able to learn how to think originally. Let's get started. Number 1, perspective viewing. Perspective viewing is originally a term that one of my friends and mentor, Eben Pagan, created. So he came up with this concept called, you could look at the same thing in a different way. You could look at the same thing in a different way. Imagine a dog is looking at a cat. So imagine a dog looking at a cat. Dog is like, oh, he's angry, but the cat is like, ah. The cat is like, nah, I don't know, right? So he's afraid. And so the cat is like, oh, it's scared. The dog is like excited, right? What if, so 2 different perspectives, right? 2 different experiences for the cat and the dog. But what if a bird is looking at a cat? All of a sudden, a bird in the tree is looking at the cat. It's like a tiny worm. It looks like a worm. Maybe I could go eat it. And the bird is coming closer, and then it sees it's a cat. Right? So for a bird, it's a perspective. It looks at a different perspective. It's looking from a different angle, right? So it's looking from the top. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. For the dog, it's from the same angle. What if the cat has been looked at from underground by an earthworm? An earthworm is going under, like, she's like going through the soil left and right, and all of a sudden, a cat is walking above it. It's like, oh my gosh, I had back pain for a long time, and I went for this Swedish massage, and I'm starting to feel better. Now the cat comes again and spoil my morning walk. I'm going for my morning, just to make sure that I don't have ultraviolet issues. I'm just walking under the soil so that I still get the vitamin D, and all of a sudden this cat is pushing me to the ground, and my back is hurting again. Different experience for the earthworm. Do you see that? So as an earthworm, it's a different experience looking at the cat. As a bird, it's a different experience. As a dog, it's a different experience. This is perspective viewing. You're like, oh, what do I do with that in my company? Why is that original? It's original, but how is that going to help my company? You need to learn to look at your business from an accountant's perspective. You need to look at the business from a CEO's perspective. You need to look at the business from a customer's perspective. You need to look at the business from an employee's perspective. And each time you do that, you will see different company. Just like the earthworm saw the cat, just like the bird saw the cat, just like the dog saw the cat. You need to look at your business from an investor's perspective all the time, which is what most Wall Street companies are, publicly listed companies are doing anyway, right? We need to know how to look at it from the long term. Look at it from the past. Look at it from the future. Like, look at from future, from 2035. Like, how does my company look like to the back, right? You could look at from time, space, different people, different stakeholders, and you will see a different company. This is how you bring thinking inside the box. Step number 1. Step number 2 is question your tribal beliefs. What does that mean? If you're from a community where you don't have anybody who's so super rich in your community, we need to look at your beliefs. If everybody believes that, oh, rich people are bad, rich people are horrible, look at all those guys who are spending so much money, Ferraris and expensive cars and yachts and everything. They're spending on boats and ships and everything. What's wrong with these people? Why are they chasing money? Like, why money? Like, why can't there be symbol? And why? If you think like that, then what happens is you would probably not have money. And I know that there are irresponsible people irresponsibly wasting your time, but your job is not to judge them. Your job is to make money, so you become an influencer. And do you need money to be an influencer? Probably not. But if you're an influencer with money, then you could influence the world. Who controls the world? Probably 200 billionaires. They are the people who control the world. Whether you know it or not, they decide what you want, what they want you to think. They will decide what you want them to think. Something like that. You got the idea, right? So the bottom line is, like, the billionaires who own Fox News, the billionaires who own CNN, the billionaires who own, like, the Koch brothers, who's the thing? The guy from Austria, the billionaire, right? So these billionaires from different parts of the world, they're influencing the world. I'm not saying any conspiracy here. I'm saying every side aspect of life, billionaires control our lives. So if you want to be influencer, you need to become rich. If you need to become rich, you need to get out of the tribal thinking that, oh, these people are good, these people are bad, especially when it comes to money. Number 3, which is buy proximity. What does buying proximity mean? It means that if you want to succeed really, really fast, and if you're like me, average intelligence, but a lot of passion to succeed, the way I figure out how to succeed is staying in proximity with the most amazing people in the world. If you're spending time with people who are smarter than you, for example, my friend used to say, my friend from Brazil used to say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. One more time. If you are the smartest person in every room that you are spending time in, then you are in the wrong room. You need to spend time with the smarter people who are more intelligent, more wealthy, more healthy, more spiritual, more emotionally balanced, so that you become like them. You're not trying to be like them. You become the best version of you so that you could be in that level. So find people who are healthier than you. Find people who are richer than you. Find people who are like more happier, more excited, and buy proximity for them. How you figure it out? There are so many masterminds that you could go to, and then use money to pay for proximity. I did a video completely on proximity, the miracle of proximity. You can go check it out. But the next thing is read opposing point of views. This is something that is missing in the whole world now. We are split into the left, the right, the center, the Christian, the Islam, the Muslim, the Buddhist, the Hindus, and we are all separated in terms of religion, in politics, everything. Can you do yourself a favor? Can you take your time and go and read the opposite of the channel that you're watching? If you're watching, like for example, Fox News, Tucker Carlson, go watch MSNBC for one day. Get a feel of it. What happens there? And if this is people in the US, right? And if you're using MSNBC, go read Breitbart for like one day and see how their world is like. Understand opposing point of view and try to empathize with each other. What does that mean? It means that you go to read the extreme person and you could feel like, oh my God, I'm an MSNBC person. I cannot listen to Tucker Carlson. And if you're from different parts of the world, if you're from India or Asia or somewhere else, essentially what I'm saying is look for opposing views. Read a book about atheism and read Bhagavad Gita at the same time. So now you learn the atheism of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Gita of the atheism at the same time. So now you learn to think originally. Now you could bring the box inside your thinking because you are able to see opposing point of view. That makes sense too. And you need to keep reading until you say, that makes some sense too. You need to be listening to MSNBC to a point where like, oh, that is a point of view to look at it. Like if you're against a Second Amendment, go hang out or spend some time with the Second Amendment people. In US, I'm talking about. If you're for Second Amendment, hang out with some people who are against Second Amendment. So find people with the opposing point of view so you could expand your perspective. When you expand your perspective like that, what happens is you would be a mature person. You could think originally. And the final point that I want to say is step into uncertainty. Most of the time, we want to feel secure. We want a secure job. We want a secure business. We want secure clients. We want safe. We want to play safe everywhere. Versus find and step into unknown 20% of the time. Not all the time, but 20% of the time. Step into the unknown. Step into the beautiful unknown that you don't know what is going to happen. Right? Step into the surprise. Allow variety to be part of your life. Allow new thinking. Encourage new thinking. See new imagination. See new world. See new ideas. Travel new places. Find new places and travel there and experience a place. Experience new energy. Experience newness in your life. So step into the unknown. So perspective viewing, you know what it is now. How to see it from different angle. Your customers, your people. Question your tribal beliefs. The beliefs that are limiting you. Question them. As a tribe, if you have beliefs that are limiting you, question them. By proximity. This is the most important thing. By proximity, so you have all of this. And the next one is read opposing point of view. I have only compassion for everybody in extreme point of views. I could see greatness in you. No matter whether you are left or right or middle or anything, I truly, genuinely see greatness in you. So if you are able to see greatness, if you are on one extreme and if you could see greatness in the other person, if you are on the other extreme and you could see greatness in the other person, you're free, man. It's a beautiful place to be. That's where I live. And finally, step into the unknown and create uncertain, variety, beautiful experiences, travel new places, create new experiences, meet new people, embrace new energy to a point where you're free to think originally. And not that point, what will happen is thinking is outside the box and the box is inside your thinking. I'll see you next time.